Stay tuned. Another episode of Good News Glynn is coming up next. Welcome back to Good News Glynn. We are here with Mr. Bill Fallon. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good.
So this month we're excited. It is Fire Safety Week and National Fire Prevention Month, and we're going to have Chief Vinny and Assistant Chief Vera on today. But tell us a little bit about that and also what's going on at the county in October.
All right. So we have a lot going on as usual.
Yes.
Every day and it's 24/7, so it doesn't stop. But that's great.
Yeah.
I would say having Chief D. Cristofalo on and Assistant Chief Morrison is going to be great. You'll hear from them all the things that they're doing. One thing that they'll actually talk hopefully about is the fire station at the airport. The airport, our partners out there, they were able to get some additional money, I think, from a federal grant or from FAA to make sure that we really build that airport the way we need it, not only for now but to sustain in the future. So I'll let them fill you in on that great news. But then just everything else that they're doing, a lot of good stats. We're establishing new standards, meeting those standards as far as fire response goes, both fire and EMS. And like I said, they'll tell you all about it. So that should be a good segment to have them both on.
Yes, we're excited to meet Vera as well. First female officer, I guess, assistant fire chief in Glynn County. So we're excited about that. But also just bringing all of her expertise to this area. And I know she's excited to join the team. So we can't wait to talk with her.
Yeah, that's been a home run for us. You'll see, and you'll be impressed. She's a lot like Chief Vinny. They both work well together, and we're excited about the future for Glynn County Fire and Rescue, thanks to their leadership and really the everything that they're doing to kind of develop that team over there too. They really have a lot of great folks that are working there. Our staffing, we're up to full staffing out there, so just a lot of great news when it comes to Glynn County Fire and Rescue.
Right. They have such expertise to combine between the two of them. They bring such a wealth of knowledge and information expertise to Glynn County, but they also bring a great personality, know, that really, I feel, wants to get into the community and engage and all of that. So that's good news.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. So some of the other stuff going on, we have a housing study that we're doing, and I think I've mentioned this in the past, but we have several subcommittees for this housing study. And again, our focus is going to be on that workforce housing. So really, there's a lot of people that work in Glynn County that don't live here. They just can't afford it. And so we're hopeful that we can come up with some strategies and then meet some additional grants, try and find some additional grants out there to help us really be able to keep those people here. So they can live in Glynn County. So a lot of participation there. I'll fill you in more on that as we go through the months and once we get to some kind of final finished product. But with a lot of community engagement in this, I think I've mentioned it before. So we're excited about that. A couple small things. So we have we have a fishing pier dock over at Blythe Island Regional Park that's actually being renovated. So that's a long time coming. So that's going to be up and down for the next several weeks while that's going on. We also have some work. GDOT actually is doing some work on 303 onto 341. So I know you and I have talked about that intersection and how bad it is as far as traffic and really just probably safety as well. But what GDOT agreed to do is to extend that turn lane. So when you're coming off of Blythe Island, you're coming towards the city, you can actually turn right onto 341 a little bit sooner. So they're working on that now. That should probably eliminate some of that congestion that's there, particularly for those people that are coming from that area that want to get to work in the morning for the most part. So we're looking forward to that. A couple things that we have going on. So we actually have this program that we've had every year. It's run by a student from Glenn Academy, Lily Roberts. She's actually going to be a senior. She is a senior this year, but it's a government immersion day. So she leads this effort on her own. She's been doing it for the last 3 years, and she's bringing over some students. I think they go to the city in the morning, then they come to the county, and that's on October 15th. So it's great engagement with the kids and with the school, and so we're looking forward to that. We have Trunk or Treat that's coming up at the Public Safety Complex on October 23rd. So I think that starts at 5:30. So come on out, enjoy the fun. Again, that's a full community event. We have a lot of different folks, not only from the county, but from some of our partners that come out and just set up their trunks for the kids. So it's a lot of fun. And then I'll talk a little bit about Frat Beach, but just want to pause there. I know that's a lot before I get into Frat Beach. I know we have a little bit more to talk about there, but anything else any questions on any of those that I brought up?
No, just that's a fun family event, that community event you're talking about. Yeah, coming up. So no, I guess we're ready to move on to anything else for October, including Frat Beach. Yes.
Yeah, so it's Halloween this year. So it's on October 31st, that Friday. And
Okay.
so I think there's been some articles that have been, or some posts that have been out there. Not a lot has changed. Really isn't going to be much of a difference. We never, when we had the event there in the past, parking was not available at Coast Guard Beach. And so that's typically where we parked, where our staff set up, where we had all of our equipment, all of our things that we needed. And then we also had the hospital tent was there, some food trucks, that type of thing. So for the most part, these kids either walk or they get dropped off. And so that's still going to be open. They're still going to be able to do that. We were looking at maybe having it out at Massengale, but it was just a mess with the current kind of landscape that's out there with those sloughs that are out there in the bridges. And so there just wasn't a lot of beach. It would have been a nightmare. And so we're going to stay at Coast Guard Beach Park, and access is still open. And hopefully the kids have a good time that day, and we'll be prepared. We are going to close it at 4:00 though. Typically we shut down about 5, but this year high tide comes in at 4:40. And it's also Halloween. So we want to try and get these kids, the college kids anyway, out, maybe off the streets. And so that'll give them some time before the little kids start to come out to do trick-or-treating around the county.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a big day.
Yeah, big day is right. And then just a couple other things. So we have our 250th, our nation's 250th, and we're still planning for that. So more to come on that. But if anyone has any ideas of things that might be good for us to follow up on, please let us know. You can email me directly, or just send us a message online if you like. But right now we're looking at probably, we do a lot at the pier. That's where the fireworks are. So we're probably going to expand those a little bit. I think we're going to expand the day too. There was a band that was sponsored last year by the market, I guess the folks down there in the village, some of the businesses down there. And so I think we're going to do that again, but probably start earlier in the day. So it'll be a full day of fun on the 250th anniversary of our country. So we're looking forward to that. And then last up in November 6th is our next quarterly execution review, and it's going to be on our SPLOST project. So a lot of good updates there. And so we'll have that, it's open to the public if you want to come, but then we also video it and we record it and we post it. So just a ton of, I guess, advancements on all of our projects, and we're just knocking them out left and right. And they're cost-wise, they're coming in, well now. We kind of got the costs under control. Scope of the projects are good. And as you can see, you just drive around town, you drive around the county, there's just a lot of stuff going on. A lot of it's infrastructure based that just was really neglected over, the last 20, 30 years that we're catching up for now. But we're chipping away, and it's actually a lot of good stuff happening across the county.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great update. And, it used to be maybe you didn't see Glynn County trucks a lot, and now you're seeing them all the time. So I think they're out there, they're doing stuff everywhere, and that's great news. The only thing I had a question that I don't know if you're ready to address or not, because there may not be enough information, but People are talking about the tidal pools at East Beach, and filling those in, and what that would mean for the rest of the landscape there as far as trees. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so this is we all know that the beach changes. It changes pretty quick out there.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of our top priorities. In fact, I know the business community, certainly the Convention Visitors Bureau, we have a lot of complaints. People actually, tourism, we had people that were just unhappy with they couldn't get to the beach. And even though we had those bridges out there, it was still pretty difficult for folks to get to the beach. As you have seen, the beach is it's pretty big right now. We call them tidal pools, but they're not really tidal pools. The water doesn't come in and really wash those out. Occasionally at a very high tide, you might see some of that water actually come from the beach and actually reach those. So they're more like sloughs. And so they're just like almost like ponds. Problem that we have with those is really twofold. It's that access to the water, number one, but then number two, it's a safety issue. And so those are pretty deep and they're pretty big. They do dry up at times. They could get a little bit smaller, but primarily they're pretty big, and the water can be 3, 4, or 5 feet deep in the middle, and so they're behind our lifeguards. And so when we have people there all summer, it's kind of a safety issue. It prevents us really from being able to get some of those first responder type vehicles to the beach quickly, because they have to go around it. So this was something that we worked with the state. So we had DNR actually approval, and DNR and we're working on the permitting right now, but the plan was to scrape some of the sand off the existing beach, fill in that section that is closest to Massingale. And so that should solve that problem there. The one that's closer to Coast Guard Beach, we're actually going to build a kind of a boardwalk off of Myrtle Street beach access. So that should serve kind of that population up there, so people can actually walk over it to get to the water. And so we've been working with some of the environmental groups. We've been working with DNR and even with the Army Corps of Engineers. And I think everybody's pretty good on the plan that we have in place, particularly the boardwalk side, because that side is where you see some of those wetlands that have developed, and we see some of the wildlife and that type of stuff. So building a boardwalk over it won't disturb it. But the slough that's closest to Massingale, that we should be able to fill in just with scraping. We might have to bring in some sand to help with that, but primarily it's going to be that scrape that we're able to do, and then be able to fill that one. So hopefully by I would say probably by the spring or late spring, early summer, we should see that work done, and we should have better access to the beach, not only for the tourists but also for our public safety people.
Excellent. Yes, I think people need to understand it's a public safety issue, honestly, first and foremost. So yeah, good to hear. Yeah, there's just sometimes there's information around, and it's good to clarify things. So.
Yeah, this was something we went up to the Capitol last February. And so our group that met, in fact, Senator Hodges really and Representative Townsend both helped us tremendously try and get some of that money. We actually got money. We got $1 million from the state that went into DNR's budget for this year to make that happen. So it's not just a Glynn County problem. They recognize that there's a lot of people that come to Glynn County that enjoy our beaches, and it's really tourism kind of drives our economy here. So that was one of the considerations when we went up there and spoke with people at the State House.
Okay, excellent, great. Well, thank you for that information. And yeah, anything else for October before we get into fire safety?
No, I think that's enough. We covered quite a bit, and again, I think you'll enjoy talking to both Vinny and Vera. They have a lot of great, lot of good stories to talk about when it comes to Glynn County Fire and Rescue.
That's great. We're looking forward to it. All right. Well, thank you. Have a great October, and we appreciate your time today.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to Good News, Glynn. I am so excited today to be with Chief Vinny and Assistant Chief Vera. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, this is another episode of Good News, Glynn, and we are in the month of October, which is interesting because October is Fire Safety Month and National Fire Prevention Month. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Of course we can. As you mentioned, October this week is Fire Safety Week nationally, and the month is Fire Fire Prevention Week, Fire Prevention Month. And we really got started on First Friday downtown Brunswick with a large display of not only our fire prevention and fire safety services, but we brought out representation of all the services we provide, including hazmat, technical rescue, our large aerial truck. It was just a really good community event this past Friday down there in downtown Brunswick, and just a display of all the services that we do provide to the residents of Glynn County.
Wow. Yeah. So you had an actual fire truck down there with you. You had everything.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am. We did. We actually had our technical rescue team doing operations off the aerial unit, but the real priority of that was the fire safety, and with the National Fire Protection Association's focus of safety on lithium batteries in the home. We did a real big push out with that, with our partners from our local state farm agencies, providing fire safety kits specifically related to lithium battery safety. So the rest of the week, the rest of the month, our teams are out in all the elementary schools doing fire safety education to first and second graders. And our goal this year is to hit every first and second grader in Glynn County with the fire safety message.
Wow. Yeah. That's what we were going to talk about, this education. So you're not only saving lives day to day and everything that you do, but you're also out in the community educating, and that's so important.
Yes, ma'am. It's a major part of what we do. The proactive part of educating our community of how to be safe, not only on the fire side, but on the health side too, with our programs and initiatives that we push out through the county in the support of our leadership. I would like to introduce the Assistant Fire Chief, Vera Morrison. And you've been with us about 5 months now?
Yes, it's been about 5 months.
About 5 months.
Five awesome months.
And she's hitting the ground running, trying to learn everything that is Glynn County, but I'm going to let her talk about herself.
Sure. Yes. Yes. How are you, Vera?
I'm doing well. I am extremely excited to be here with Glynn County Fire Rescue. I've learned in the 5 months, I've learned a lot. I feel like I'm home. I feel like I'm with family. Everything is transparent from the top to the bottom. So we're working really closely together just to make Glynn County a safer Glynn County. I mean, Chief DeCristofalo has done a great job thus far. I'm just here to assist, improve some processes, and make sure that we're doing the work that Glynn County expects us to do. So.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's good to hear that Glynn County is up and running, and you're just falling right into place and doing good things. Tell me a little bit about your background and where you came from and how it differs from Glynn County.
Oh, wow. The short time that I've been here, I've heard Chief say a few times that anything they do in Atlanta, we do down here. But the caveat is that there's not a whole lot of water down that way, right? Like there is here. So I started my career back in 2001. I spent 17 years with the Cobb County Fire Rescue, and I made it to the rank of battalion chief there. And then I transitioned over into the city of Decatur, where I was the deputy chief of operations over there, and I spent 8 years there. And now I'm on my last journey. Glynn County Fire Rescue is going to be the last place that I work, because I needed to find that place where I can get back to what I know how to do in my expertise. And so the difference you asked, there's really not a lot of difference. I think here we do a lot more than they do in Metro Atlanta. Now the risk is high in both areas, but I think what we have down here is unique in that we do have a lot of water, and that we have to be on top of that as well, making sure that our people are properly trained to do those things, in addition to the TRT and the hazmat and those things that Chief has already mentioned. So I think for me, this is more exciting because we are all hazards. I mean, we transport. So, there's a lot to do as it relates to that. There's skill sets and trainings that have to happen to make sure our people are ready to do what they need to do for Glynn County Fire Rescue and the citizens that we serve. So there's some differences. The fire service is the fire service, but I think it matters to the team that you work with and how you all interact with each other to make that goal optimal. So
that's awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah, I didn't think about a lot of things are the same, but almost you do more here because we have so much water. There's like an extra layer of training and that has to go on because our community is a little bit different in that regard.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that Chief Morrison did mention the water and our water rescue team, because we just recently took delivery of a brand new inflatable boat to better serve our emergencies out on the water. So that boat is now in service, and that was provided through our budgeting efforts with county leadership, and it's a vital service of what we do is protecting our community, our visitors out there on our beaches and in our waterways.
Yes, I know we live here. We kind of take it for granted. You don't think about fire on the water, on the beach, whatever. Like we just don't think about it, but I'm sure it happens all the time, and you have to be prepared.
Yes, ma'am.
And we don't want you all to think about it. That's what we're here for. I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we come every day and make sure that we have things in place, and so that you can feel safe. And that's not your worry. That's our worry. And we're going to take good care of everybody that's here. And we do that through our training. So you're right. I think a lot of times, no matter where we go, we take things for granted. But here, I can assure you, with this tag team that you have right here in front of you, Glynn County's safe.
Awesome. Yes, we feel great. So Chief Benny is great. We were thrilled to have him. We've interviewed him a little while ago. It's been several months, but thrilled to have him and then you together. It's awesome. So what a great team.
Yeah, we kind of joked the Vinny and Vera show. So
yeah. You need your own show. That's
right. Yeah.
Yes.
We have a dynamic team here, though. So someday, hopefully, you'll get to meet all of them as well. Because we do. I mean, we're only as good as the team that we lead. And so they're the ones, the boots on the ground, our guys and girls out there every day in the stations. I mean, they are performing the things that we expect, but we are only as good as they are. So, we can't do what we do without them. So it is a huge, huge team. And hopefully someday everybody in the county will get to see, exactly how we work together as a collective.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Your team is so important, and you would not be where you are without your team. So that's awesome.
That's right.
Great. Okay. Chief Benny, you want to talk about some other things? I know there's a new fire station, a new fire truck. Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about team, let's just move right into an update on our recruits. So this is an exciting week here at Glynn County Fire Rescue. We have 25 of our members are graduating one of two EMS certification courses. We have 10 members graduating advanced EMT and 15 graduating EMT.
Wow.
Those 15 were our big group of new hires that we brought on just recently. So once they're successful with obtaining their license in the next 2 to 3 weeks, they will begin their fire academy training, and hopefully sometime in January they'll hit the streets as fully licensed and certified firefighter EMTs out there servicing our community. So it's a very, very exciting time here at Glynn County Fire Rescue right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of people are training. A new team's going to come on. That's awesome. Are you seeing like an uptick in people interested in joining your team?
We absolutely are. It's a shame that we couldn't have gotten more hired at the time for this class, but the classroom size is only so big. But we plan on after this group is through their training and they're assigned to their shifts, that we'll begin another process to fill the remainder of our vacancies.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
And the new fire station.
Yeah, so we can update Station 9. Station 9 is our SPLOST-funded fire station that will be located at the corner of Chapel Crossing and Highway 17. That was beginning with a partnership with FLETC to acquire the property for it. They're at the corner of the FLETC property. The station has completed design phase. We're tightening up garage door colors, things like that now. But the expectation is for groundbreaking later this year, maybe into January 26th, but anticipation of running calls out of there in November, December of 2026.
Wow, coming up soon. Yes.
Coming up soon. Additionally, another project that was SPLOST funded was the rebuild of Fire Station 5 at the airport. And that is a partnership with the Airport Authority. And just coincidentally, both stations are on the same timetable. So hopefully November, December of 26, we'll have two hose uncoupling ceremonies and have the public out to see their new fire stations servicing these areas.
Oh, awesome. Yes, y'all have to send us some pictures. We can put them up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Mr. Fallon has mentioned the SPOS project and the new station. I know he's excited, and that's been in the works for a while, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, yeah. Also on SPLOST updates, since we're talking about it, part of the SPLOST funding was to provide new fire trucks and ambulances. So we recently received the SPLOST ambulance, and it has been in service for a few months. County leadership came up with a SPLOST decal, and we placed that on the back of the ambulance so our community can see that their SPLOST dollars are truly at work here in public safety. But we also have a team up in Wisconsin today doing a final inspection on a SPLOST fire truck that was purchased using SPLOST funding. So we expect to have that fire truck back in service here probably in December once they finish whatever little things they find that need to be tightened up on it on this inspection.
Wow, that's great. Getting everything ready.
Yeah, we're getting ready to provide the best service we can.
That's great. That's awesome. Okay, anything else you want to talk about before we get to the simulator?
Oh, okay.
We got the trunk or treat that's coming up. Yeah, that's on the 24th.
23rd, October 23rd.
October 23rd, yeah, right here at our headquarters, between our headquarters and our station number 8. So it's going to be a fun time for all the families to come out and the kids. We're going to have a little obstacle course out there for the children to go through. And then, of course, there'll be candies and things like that, all the stuff that the kids really want. And, and our fire trucks on display and that kind of thing. So we're hoping that the community comes out and they can actually see again, how we're here for them and the things that we're doing in the community just to support.
Yeah, and that's Thursday, October 23rd from 5:30 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
Here at the Public Safety Complex by Glynn County PD, Glynn County Fire, Animal Services, and Georgia State Patrol over here at the end of Golden Isles Parkway.
Okay, awesome. Yes, thank you. That's going to be a great, fun family event.
So we can go back to kind of some of our fire safety initiatives, and you mentioned that we recently took delivery of a grant-funded training prop for our fire prevention team, and it is a virtual reality fire extinguisher training prop. And so utilizing the virtual reality technology, our team goes out to businesses, homeowners associations, public events, and it's easy to set up to train either your family members, your coworkers, your staff of how to properly use a fire extinguisher when you do have that emergency. So it's just another one of the initiatives that we're pushing out for year-round fire safety and public safety events.
And on the EMS side, we're putting together programs for community CPR. I know we were doing it, so we're going to get back out there again and hit it hard with the community CPR. So this is our first time putting it out there as advertisement. So we're going to make it come to fruition and make sure that the community knows hands-on CPR, because it's vital. It's been proven time and time again that the more people that know CPR, the better the outcome is and the chances. So we're going to be doing some programs wrapped around EMS as well, starting with our community CPR program.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, you know what? People don't realize, like I said, how much education and going out in the community is, how important it is. I mean, you think about the fire, you think everybody's just kind of waiting for the fire bell to ring and you run out and do a fire, but there's so much more that you're doing that we're learning, from CPR to fire safety to the simulator. I mean, it's just, there's a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
Avery, hats off to Chief, because that is his number one goal. He just does not want us sitting in our offices. He wants us out there in the community, meeting with the community, getting things done, hearing what they want, servicing those needs. And I promise you, every time I've gone out with him, somebody's walking up to him, shaking his hand. And that says a lot, because there are a lot of departments where the fire chief is unavailable. He's not that way. And so that's something that we all can just absolutely get behind. And so it's refreshing to be out there in the community and people start to notice you and know that we're here for them, because we're not just sitting in our offices, but that's one of his initiatives. That's his goal. Get out in the community. They need to see us. We are here for them, but we don't just want to see people when it's the worst time in their lives. We want to see them when things are good and things are happening, and they can shake our hands and say, we appreciate the services that you offer, knowing that we're happy to do it. But I love that, because I mean, you can get really bogged down in your office, but he doesn't allow that. So that's just something that, I was truly excited. I was ready to sign my papers the day he says, you know, we don't stay in our offices. I'm like, that's awesome, because you need to get out there. People need to know who we are and where we are, and not just through 911. They need to be able to call us, and it happens. He gets phone calls every day with somebody that wants to work here. And at some point it's going to be, we don't have any more positions, but that says a lot about who we are in Glynn County Fire Rescue when people are calling us to come work here. That says a lot. A lot of fire departments can't say that.
I have nothing to add with that.
Yay! No, I think it's awesome, and I think that is what makes your department different than so many others. Maybe in cities, they're, you know, I don't know, they're not going out in the community as much as you are here, and I think our community is doing a great job. Mr. Fallon has really created Team Glynn. I know, Vinny, we've talked about this a little bit. Team Glynn, and it's really, as you were saying, it's a transparent sort of engage with the community approach, which is why this show fits in well, because Good News Glynn, we just report the good news and we want to be transparent and inform everybody. So it sounds like you're taking that to the next level and actually going out and really being there and getting, you know, having them recognize you is so important, and such a fun way to approach fire safety. So I think it's awesome.
You know, the various county departments, we can't live in silos. We all rely on each other. We can't do our job without HR, without public works, without joint water, sewer, without the building and planning and development departments, without PD. You know, so we rely on every county entity and even our other community partners to do our job in the best way for this community and those that have chosen to live here in Glynn County.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you're doing a great job. And is there anything else we want to touch on before we go?
No, Avery, I believe we've touched on everything that's going on right now at Glynn County Fire Rescue.
Okay.
Avery, your slogan?
What's that?
We model what good looks like.
Yeah.
That's his slogan, and we live it every day. We got to show people what good looks like.
I love it. We got to show people what good looks like. Well, this is the perfect avenue for that, since the show is called Good News Glynn. So you're showing the good, and there's so much good. I mean, I think Vera said it best, is that when people are wanting to work for you, they're calling you and saying, how can I get on your team? I mean, that is just the ultimate, right? Just the best.
It really is. It's a tip of the cap to our people out in the stations, because they're helping us create a really positive culture here, and the word's getting out.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, we have enjoyed this so much. We are so excited to hear all the good news from your fire department, and especially during Fire Safety Week and National Fire Prevention Month. We're so thrilled to have you, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Avery.
Thank you. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, thanks again for having us on another month, Avery, and hopefully you learned quite a bit about Glynn County Fire and Rescue. And then, as I mentioned early on, all those projects that we have and all the stuff that we have going on. Don't forget, we got Trunk or Treat, we got Frat Beach, but we also have the SPLOST quarterly execution reviews coming up November 6th. So if I don't see you before then, hopefully we can get a lot of people engaged and come out, or at least come out or watch it, watch the recording and watch, I guess, the live stream to see, you know, some of the details of all the stuff that we got going on. Fully transparent, a lot of projects that are being, we're chipping away at that list, and we want to share that with the public.
Absolutely. November 6th. Yes. Come out and check it out, the quarterly execution review. And we look forward to talking about that again next month as well. You can kind of update us on how it went. And sounds great.
All right. Thanks, Avery. We'll see you next month.
Thank you. Okay. See ya.
USM Classic is one of my favorite events of the year.
It's a phenomenal way to end the year, coming down here to St. Simon's. I just think it's a slam dunk week. I love the golf course. I love the laid back vibe. Everybody's so nice and welcoming, and it just sort of adds to the experience of being here.